Hello, and welcome to the latest and newest module within the Solver Masterclass. This module, as you've probably guessed if you are watching, is all about GTO Wizard. Now, over the last year or so, the overwhelming majority of messages that I've gotten from either Masterclass customers or people who are interested in the Masterclass are about GTO Wizard and asking when I'm going to create some GTO Wizard content. So this has certainly been something that's been on my list over the course of the last 6 months or a year to add into the Solver Masterclass. And for good reason. I mean, GTO Wizard has really taken the poker industry and the solver section of the poker industry by storm over the last 1 to 2 years or so. Has really revolutionized a lot about what we expect from a solver, and with the ability to be able to access it from a browser, it has really democratized solver usage to a wider audience, opening up the ability to really everyone to be able to start utilizing solvers in their day-to-day play. So what I'm planning to do with this particular module is I plan to really break it up into two main parts. Part one is going to be about teaching you how to use GTO Wizard. And for these particular videos, this first half, it will mostly be a how to use GTO Wizard. I'm going to talk through the various features and functionality of the tool. I'm going to demonstrate the different areas within the study, the practice, and the analyze section, and give a high level about how to actually use the tool itself. If you've used GTO Wizard, if you're familiar with GTO Wizard, some of that might be a review for you. But again, it's going to be just a how-to to get the beginner up and running with GTO Wizard. The second half will be much more use case driven. So I will likely dive into some of the similar screens in the second half of the video, but it's going to be driven with a specific goal in mind. I'm going to demonstrate a use case of how to use the aggregated reports to study a formation. I'm going to use the study section to dive into particular formations and particular boards to show how you might use GTO Wizard in your day-to-day study to analyze hands. GTO Wizard is a very, very, very versatile solver, and you can do a lot of different things with it. So, as such, there's a lot of different use cases and different ways in which you can integrate this into your day-to-day studies. So what I plan to do in the second half of this module is give you a few of those use cases and show you how you might be able to use GTO Wizard on a day-to-day basis. I'm planning on going through all of these videos through a solver agnostic lens. And I'm going to give you my honest opinion about GTO Wizard, specifically where it can be used and should be used as a standalone solver, and where tools like PioSolver might be a better option for you. So you're going to get all of that over the course of the upcoming videos. Let's quickly I'm going to share my screen here real fast before we actually dive into the content itself. This is the dashboard you're going to see when you first log into GTO Wizard. And as you can see here, there are three main areas: this study, practice, and analyze. Again, the next video, I'm going to start by going through the study section, and then in subsequent videos, the study section is pretty big, so I might take that a couple videos for that. But in subsequent videos, I'll also give how-tos for the practice and analyze sections. But the one thing to note is there is a lot within GTO Wizard. They have certainly packed a lot of features and functionality into the tool. So one thing I highly recommend, and I'll kind of move my head here to show you. If you click on this little help icon up here, that's going to take you to this secondary tab, which will give a little bit more information about GTO Wizard itself. This is the GTO Wizard help pages. I'm not going to be able to cover everything and be fully comprehensive in my how-tos on GTO Wizard. There's just too much in there. So while I will certainly go through a lot of the things that are in this help section, I would recommend that you bookmark this help section as a reference for you and a resource for you. One of the major positives of GTO Wizard is, and especially compared to other tools like PioSolver or GTO Plus, GTO Wizard is the best in the industry, in my opinion, in terms of documentation. A lot of solvers, quite frankly, they don't have the best documentation out there and help resources out there. So GTO Wizard really does a good job of making this available to everyone and teaching everyone how to use it through their tools on the website, the blog, and all of this documentation. So there's a lot in here. Definitely use this as a resource. I mean, quite frankly, in the how-tos, I'm going to be basically covering a lot of the materials that are in here, and there might be a lot of overlap. But this is really good. It's a really good tool to give you a lot of that documentation that you have, just as a reference to help you through any scenarios if you're stuck or if you don't know how to do something. There's also a lot of documentation in the tool itself. So, for instance, if I go to this study tab and I'll just click on a couple things, there's tooltips. If I hover over things, there's little pop-ups that give me information. Sometimes I can click on things and it's going to give me a lot more information here. You'll see this as I demonstrate the how-tos or as I am going into the use cases themselves. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them during these videos, but just know that the documentation is here. So if there's something that I don't cover in these videos, it will certainly be documented in the GTO Wizard documentation. So with that said, without any further ado, let's jump into this GTO Wizard module. I'm super excited to bring it to you. So we're going to get started in the next video where I dive into the study section. I'll see you there.